Her laugh echoed in the dark. Not for me. That was the moment my marriage became a battlefield. If this story stirred something in your heart, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to Revenge Forge, where every story reminds us that pain can lead to power. I'm Mitchell Fenner, 41, a logistics manager at a shipping firm in Savannah, Georgia, pulling in $185,000 a year. My wife, Kendra, 33, is a freelance event planner, turning corporate galas into headline events. Her business clears $400,000 annually, a testament to her charm and hustle. We've got a son, Liam, 8, with her green eyes and my stubborn streak. Our life was a postcard. A colonial home in Ardsley Park, a fishing boat for weekend trips, and a savings account we'd built for Liam's future. Kendra and I met at a jazz festival, her energy pulling me in like a tide. I proposed on a pier at sunset, and she laughed. Hell yes! We were unstoppable. Until we weren't. My job was about precision, routing shipments, managing deadlines, keeping ports humming. Kendra was the spark, her events lighting up Savannah's elite. I loved her drive, even when it meant late nights or her phone buzzing at odd hours. I took on Liam's baseball practices, grilled burgers for his sleepovers, kept the home fires burning. We balanced. But 7 months ago, the scales tipped. Kendra grew distant, her warmth fading like a coastal fog. She'd slip in after 10 p.m., her kisses brief, her eyes elsewhere. Client drama, she'd say, waving me off. I'd ask, need to talk. She'd shrug, her smile forced. Just work, Mitch. You know how it is. But I didn't. The first clue was a scent. Cologne, bold and unfamiliar, on her jacket. I brushed it off, blaming my overtime for seeing ghosts. Then came the late nights, her event prep stretching past midnight. She'd come home, heels clicking, smelling of gin and that damn cologne. Our evenings, once spent sipping bourbon on the deck or planning Liam's school projects, became her scrolling through texts, her fingers quick, her face glowing with a secret I wasn't part of. I'd try, good day. She'd nod, too sharp. Just busy, Mitch. But her laugh was gone, saved for someone else. The real blow landed at 2 a.m. Liam was asleep, Kendra in the shower. Her phone lit up on the kitchen counter, Keith Barlow. A text? You're my spark. My blood turned to ice. Keith was a restaurateur, a client she'd met at a venue booking. I'd met him once, 39, all charisma, his grin too easy, his handshake lingering on Kendra's. I didn't touch her phone. Not yet. But that name was a crack in my foundation, and it wouldn't close. Things escalated. Kendra's style changed. Slinkier dresses, sharper heels, perfume that cost more than my boots. She'd laugh it off, saying, it's for the gigs, Mitch. But her eyes dodged mine. At a fundraiser she'd planned, I saw her with Keith, their heads close, her hand grazing his sleeve. Liam was with my sister, so I watched, my beer sweating in my hand. Their vibe wasn't business. It was fire. I'm a logistics guy. I don't react, I plan. Kendra's late nights, locked phone, the cologne, it was a pattern. I started tracking. Not spying, just noticing. Her laptop was always open, emails flowing. One night, while she was at a venue, I saw a notification from Keith. Tomorrow? Same spot? My gut twisted, but I stayed cool. I needed evidence, not assumptions. The evidence hit like a freight train. Kendra left her phone on the table while she prepped for an event. It buzzed Keith again. I cracked her passcode. Liam's birthday too easy. The texts were a knife. You light me up. Can't wait for tonight. A photo of them at a rooftop lounge. Her smile brighter than I'd seen in years. I forwarded the text to my email, erased my tracks, and set the phone down. My hands were steady. My heart wasn't. The next morning, I made Liam waffles, kissed Kendra goodbye, and went to work like nothing had shifted. She didn't see the iron in my gaze. I wasn't the guy to smash plates or scream. I was the one who'd map every move, then strike. At the office, I buried myself in schedules, but my mind was on Kendra's lies. I wasn't just losing my wife. I was losing the life I'd engineered. The next twist came at a client dinner Kendra hosted at our house. She invited Keith, called him a key vendor. I grilled steaks, poured wine, played the perfect host. Liam was at my parents', leaving me to watch Kendra and Keith trade glances across the table. He was all polish, toasting her genius. She beamed, her laugh cutting me deep. Then he said it, his voice smug. "Mitch, you're a lucky guy. Kendra's a force." I smiled, my grip tight on my glass. "Luck's not the word," I said. "It's about trust." Kendra's smile wavered. Keith's eyes flicked away. The air tightened, but they laughed it off. I didn't. After dinner, I cleared dishes while they lingered in the living room. Their voices low, her giggle too intimate. I didn't confront them. Instead, I dug. Kendra's laptop was still logged into her business account. I found payments, $20,000 a month to Keith's restaurant group for event services. No contracts, no receipts, just cash, draining her profits. My logistics brain saw the scam. This wasn't love. It was a grift. The final straw came at Liam's school. His teacher, Ms. Evans, pulled me aside after a baseball game. "Liam's been off," she said. "He asked if you and Kendra are splitting up." My chest ached. We hadn't fought, not openly, but kids feel the fault lines. I thanked her, promised to check in, and drove home with Liam singing in the back seat. That night, I sat him down. "You okay, champ?" I asked. He shrugged, clutching his baseball glove. "I heard Mommy on the phone. She sounded happy, but not with you." His words were a punch. I hugged him, said, "We're sorting it out," but I wasn't sure we could. I kept Kendra at a distance, letting her think I was oblivious. She kept up the act, kissing me goodbye, planning Liam's birthday, but her eyes betrayed her. I reached out to a buddy, Travis, who knew Savannah's restaurant scene. "Check Keith Barlow's books," I said. "Something's dirty." Travis promised to dig. The last blow was a text I wasn't meant to see. Kendra was asleep, her phone on the nightstand. It buzzed at 1 a.m. "Keith, you're worth the risk." I didn't open it, just stared, my blood roaring. I packed a bag for Liam and me, called my sister, Rachel, and said, "We need to stay with you." She didn't ask why, just said, "Come over." I left a note for Kendra, taking Liam to Rachel's. "We need time. No accusations, just truth." I drove through the night, Liam asleep, his glove in his lap. Kendra's lies were a cargo I'd unload. But not yet. I was plotting the route. Rachel's guest room in her Tybee Island cottage was a lifeline, the sea breeze cutting through the weight of Savannah's betrayal. Liam slept with his baseball glove under his pillow, his soft snores grounding me. I sat on the porch, my laptop glowing, Kendra's texts stacking up like unpaid invoices. "Mitch, where are you?" "I'm sorry, let's talk. Liam needs us." I didn't reply. Silence was my steel, and I was forging a plan sharper than pain. Morning came, and I got Liam to school, his cap backward as he waved from the bus stop. I drove to a coffee shop, the ocean's hum in the distance, and called Travis, my buddy in Savannah's restaurant scene. "Keith's books are a mess," he said, his voice low. "He's funneling Kendra's payments into a side venture, some upscale bar project. No permits, no investors. Her $20,000 a month is keeping it alive." My jaw tightened. "She's in on it?" Travis paused. "Hard to tell. Either she's his mark or she's playing dirty. I'll dig deeper." I thanked him, my mind racing. Kendra's events business was her crown, netting $400,000 a year. Was she burning it for Keith, or part of his hustle? Kendra didn't back off. She showed up at Rachel's that afternoon, her face bare, eyes raw. No trace of her event planner gloss. "Mitch, let me see Liam," she said, standing on the steps, her voice cracking. I leaned against the railing, arms crossed. "He's at school. Saturday, my terms." She nodded, biting her lip. "I'm trying to make this right," she said. I didn't flinch. "Start with the truth," I said, turning away. Her car lingered in the driveway, but I didn't look. I had cargo to move. Liam was my anchor. That night, I took him to a pier arcade, his eyes bright as he played air hockey, his laughter easing the knot in my chest. "Can Mommy come fishing with us?" he asked, clutching a stuffed shark prize. I forced a smile. "We'll see, buddy." His question stuck, a reminder of what I was fighting for. Liam deserved his mom, but Kendra's lies were a barrier I couldn't breach. Not yet. I tucked him in, his glove beside him, and vowed to keep his world steady. Travis called the next day, his tone urgent. "Keith's bar project is a front," he said. "He's using Kendra's cash to pay off debts from a failed restaurant in Atlanta. No contracts, just wire transfers. She's not listed as a partner." My blood ran cold. "She's being played?" I asked. Travis hesitated. "Maybe. Or she's covering her tracks. I found an email. She told Keith to keep her name out of it. Smells like a dodge." I thanked him, my bourbon untouched. Kendra wasn't just cheating. She was either a fool or a fraud. I didn't confront her. Instead, I dug deeper. Kendra's laptop was synced to her cloud, and I had her old login from setting up her business account. Late at night, I found more payments, 60,000 total, wired to Keith's accounts. No invoices, just vague labels like venue fees. My logistics brain screamed. This was a grift, and Kendra was either the victim or the accomplice. I saved everything, backed it up, and kept my moves hidden. The first twist came at Liam's baseball game. Kendra showed up, cheering from the bleachers, her voice hoarse when Liam hit a double. She brought him a Gatorade, ruffled his hair, stayed for every inning. I watched from the sidelines, looking for the lie. She caught my eye, offered a hesitant wave. No heels, no perfume, just Kendra trying. Liam ran to her after, hugging her tight. I let it happen, but my guard stayed up. Her text to Keith, "You're my spark," still burned in my mind. Then Travis dropped a bomb. "Keith's married," he said over coffee at a dockside cafe. "Wife's name is Lauren, 2 kids. Lives in Charleston." I froze, my cup halfway to my mouth. "Married?" Travis nodded, pulling up Lauren's social media. There she was, mid-30s, smiling with a toddler, Keith's arm around her in a beach photo. My stomach churned. Keith wasn't just cheating on Kendra, he was betraying another family. I took a sip, my voice steady. "Keep this quiet," I said. Travis nodded, reading my tone. I reached out to Lauren through a discreet message. "I'm Mitchell Fenner. We need to talk about Keith and my wife." She replied the next day, agreeing to meet at a diner halfway between Savannah and Charleston. Lauren was no nonsense, a real estate agent with tired eyes and a firm grip. We sat in a corner, Liam and her daughter coloring nearby. "I knew he was straying," she said, her voice low, "but not this deep." I showed her the texts, skipping the lounge photo. Didn't need to hurt her more. She scanned them, her jaw tight. "What's your play?" she asked. I leaned back. "No destruction, just exposure. They don't walk free." She nodded, handing me her lawyer's card. "Let's trade what we find." Back at Rachel's, Kendra kept showing up for Liam. She brought him a new baseball bat, sat with him at the beach, helped with his science homework. I watched her shift. Not into the Kendra I'd loved, but into a mom fighting for her son. Liam's smile was brighter, his questions about mommy moving out quieter. I couldn't deny her effort, but every time I looked at her, I saw that rooftop photo, her smile for Keith. The second twist hit at a corporate gala Kendra had planned. One she insisted I attend, saying it'd be good for Liam to see us civil. I went more to watch her than to play nice. The venue was stunning, her work undeniable. Keith was there, all charm, shaking hands like a politician. Kendra introduced us, her voice too bright. "Mitch, you know Keith." He grinned, his handshake slick. "Good to see you, man. Kendra's a star." I nodded, my smile cold. "She's one of a kind," I said, my eyes on hers. She looked away. During the gala, I caught them in a side room, their voices low. "This has to end, Keith," Kendra said, her tone firm. "It's over." He laughed, low and cruel. "You're tied to me, Kendra. Walk away and your business sinks." I stepped back, unseen, my pulse pounding. Was she breaking free or playing a deeper game? I didn't interrupt. I just logged it, another piece of the puzzle. The third twist came from Travis. He called late, his voice tense. Keith's bar project is a shell, he said. The debts he's paying off? They're tied to a loan shark in Atlanta. Kendra's money's keeping him afloat, but she's not on the books. My grip tightened on the phone. She's a victim? Travis paused. Maybe. Or she's hedging her bets. Hard to tell. I thanked him, my mind spinning. Kendra's business was at stake, and Keith was holding the strings. I didn't confront her. Instead, I contacted Lauren again, sharing Travis's findings. Keith's in deep with bad people, she said over coffee. My lawyer's building a case, fraud, maybe extortion. You in? I nodded. Not for me. For Liam. She smiled, faint but real. For my kids, too. Kendra asked to take Liam to a maritime museum the next day. I agreed but tagged along, keeping my distance. Liam darted between exhibits, Kendra trailing him, her laughter soft. She looked at me once, her eyes searching. I'm trying, Mitch, she said. I nodded, my voice flat. Keep trying. I didn't tell her about Lauren, the loan shark, or the trap I was setting. Not yet. That night, Lauren texted, Keith's meeting his Atlanta contact tomorrow. Savannah, 6 p.m. He's pitching the bar project. I saw my chance, not a brawl but a surgical strike. I called Travis. Get me eyes on that meeting, I said. He hesitated, then agreed. It's sketchy, but I know a guy. Be sharp. I hung up, my jaw set. Kendra's lies, Keith's scam. They were about to hit a wall. I wasn't breaking anything. I was rerouting the whole damn shipment. The Savannah waterfront was a blur of neon and salt air. The kind of place where deals went down in shadows. I stood outside the old warehouse, its rusted doors hiding Keith Barlow's meeting with his Atlanta contact. My pulse was steady, my blazer sharp, my phone loaded with evidence. Texts, bank records, Lauren's lawyer's dossier. Travis had slipped me the location through a friend. A risk I'd repay later. Keith was pitching his bar project, using Kendra's $60,000 to bait a loan shark. I wasn't here to fight. I was here to end the game one calculated move at a time. Travis's contact, a wiry guy named Cal, let me in through a side door. Stay low, he whispered, pointing to a corner stacked with crates. The warehouse was dim, lit by a single bulb, Keith's voice echoing as he spun his pitch to a man in a leather jacket, short, grizzled, with a stare that could cut glass. This bar's a gold mine, Keith said. Slides on a laptop showing fake projections. Kendra's cash is just the start. I gripped my phone, recording every word, every lie. This wasn't just a scam. It was a trap, and Keith was walking Kendra into it. I didn't interrupt. I sent the recording to Lauren's lawyer, then slipped out, the night swallowing my steps. By morning, X was lit up with whispers of Keith's failed pitch. A Reddit stories thread calling it the smoothest takedown of a conman yet. The loan shark pulled out, leaving Keith's bar project dead in the water. I didn't smile. Justice wasn't about gloating, it was about balance, and the scales were tipping. Kendra called at 7 a.m., her voice shaking. Mitch, what's happening? Keith's freaking out. I was at Rachel's, Liam still asleep, his baseball glove by his side. I showed the world his game, I said, my tone cold. Your business is safe now. No charge. She was quiet, then whispered, I didn't know he was using me. I didn't respond. Her tears didn't move me, not after the lies. Lauren texted an hour later. Keith's project's toast. He's dodging creditors. I felt no thrill, just a nod to the truth. Keith's empire was crumbling, but Kendra's was on shaky ground. She'd funneled $60,000 into his scam, money her business couldn't spare. I didn't want her destroyed, just accountable. I called my lawyer, updated the divorce papers but held off filing. Liam was my priority, and I needed to see Kendra's next move. She showed up at Rachel's that afternoon. No makeup, her eyes hollow. I'm selling the business, she said, standing on the porch. It's poisoned. I want to start clean. For Liam. I leaned against the door, skeptical. And Keith? She shook her head. He's gone. I cut him off last month. She showed me an email to Keith. No more money. We're done. Sent 3 weeks ago. I studied her, searching for the lie. Why should I believe you? I asked. She met my gaze. You shouldn't. But I'll prove it. Kendra started proving it. She showed up for Liam's baseball games, cheering until her throat was raw, bringing his favorite snacks. She helped with his science fair project, sat through his school play, even sewed a patch on his uniform. I watched her change. Not into the Kendra I'd loved, but into a mom fighting for her son. Liam's drawings at school shifted. No more jagged lines, just a family holding hands. I couldn't ignore it, but trust was a bridge I wouldn't cross. That rooftop photo, her smile for Keith, still burned in my mind. The first twist came from Travis. We met at a dive bar, his laptop open. Keith's debts go deeper, he said. The loan shark's tied to a bigger outfit, organized, dangerous. Kendra's payments were covering Keith's protection money. My stomach dropped. She's in danger? Travis shook his head. Not directly. She's off their radar, but Keith's not. He's running. I leaned back, processing. Kendra wasn't just a mark. She'd been a shield for Keith's reckless bets. I didn't tell her. Instead, I reached out to Lauren, sharing Travis's intel. Keith's gone underground, she said over the phone. My lawyer's working with the feds, wire fraud, maybe racketeering. Kendra's clear, but she's a witness. I exhaled, my voice low. She'll cooperate? Lauren paused. If she's smart. You okay? I nodded, though she couldn't see. Getting there. We weren't allies, just two people cleaning up the same mess. The second twist hit at Liam's school. His teacher, Ms. Evans, called me in after class. Liam wrote a story, she said, handing me a paper. It was about a boy whose parents fought with secrets. My chest tightened. He's processing, Ms. Evans said gently. He mentioned a man visiting your house. My blood ran cold. Who? She hesitated. He called him Keith. I thanked her, my hands steady but my mind racing. Kendra had sworn Keith was gone, but Liam's story suggested otherwise. Was she lying again? Or was Keith still circling? I didn't ask Kendra. Instead, I checked Liam's tablet, synced to our family cloud. There was a video timestamped 2 weeks ago. Kendra and Keith in our backyard, arguing, Liam filming from his window. You used me, Kendra said, her voice sharp. Keith smirked. You loved it. I saved it, my logistics brain kicking in. Keith wasn't just a con man, he was a predator, refusing to let go. I met Kendra at a park the next day, Liam playing nearby. Keith was at our house, I said, my voice low. After you said it was over. Her face paled, her hands shaking. He showed up, Mitch. I told him to leave. Liam wasn't supposed to see. I showed her the video. He did. Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm trying to fix this. I didn't respond, just watched Liam climb a slide. Fix it for him, I said, walking away. The third twist came from Lauren's lawyer. He called, his tone brisk. Keith's in custody, he said. Feds caught him trying to flee to Miami. Kendra's payments are part of the case, but she's not a target. My shoulders eased, but only slightly. She's safe, I asked. He nodded. If she testifies, she's meeting prosecutors tomorrow. I thanked him, my mind spinning. Kendra was clear, but her choices had tethered her to a criminal. Kendra cooperated. She handed over emails, bank records, even the video Liam filmed. Her business sold for scraps, enough to cover debts but not her pride. She took a job coordinating community events, a humbler gig, but honest. She kept showing up for Liam. Every game, every school event, every bedtime story she could. I let her under my watch. Liam's smile was my compass. The final twist came at Liam's 9th birthday. We planned a party at Rachel's. Balloons, a pirate-themed cake, kids running wild. Kendra brought a model ship kit, Liam's eyes lighting up as he unwrapped it. We worked together, not as a couple, but as parents, setting up games, snapping photos. Liam hugged us both, his joy a fragile thread. After, Kendra handed me a letter. "Read it later," she said, then left. I opened it that night, Liam asleep, Rachel's cottage quiet. Mitch, I broke everything. Keith was a rush, a way to escape when I felt small. I didn't know he was a crook, but I should've. I'm rebuilding for Liam, for me. I don't expect forgiveness. Just know I see you. The man I lost. I folded it, my chest heavy. It wasn't absolution, but it was something. Weeks later, I saw Keith on the news, indicted, his mugshot hollow. I felt no victory, just closure. Kendra and I co-parented, not as lovers, but as allies. We took Liam fishing, laughed when he caught a crab instead of a fish. I didn't love her anymore. The man who did was rebuilt, tougher, wiser, but I respected her fight to be Liam's mom. My revenge was clean. I exposed Keith's scam, let Kendra's lies burn her dreams. He lost his freedom. She lost her illusion. I kept Liam, my strength, my truth. This isn't about heroes or villains. It's about choices, consequences, and the quiet power of moving forward. I watch Liam now, building his model ship, and know I did right by him. But I wonder, when someone who broke you fights to change, do you shut them out forever, or leave a crack in the door? Not for them, but for the boy who needs you both? You're here because this story meant something. Don't scroll away without leaving a like, a thought, and your subscription. Revenge Forge is where real stories find their voice, and yours.